Good morning. This is April the 17th, Thursday, 2025. We are in BBIS second semester compulsory English class, where we were reading about the individual system yesterday. We said that it talks about the personality characteristics of an individual that decide whether the person will be competent or incompetent communicator. We saw there are three elements: motivation. What else? What are three elements? Skills and knowledge. Right? And then we saw that motivation is influenced by four factors: confidence, efficacy, beliefs, approach, dispositions, and the relative cost and benefit ratio. Then we saw that confidence emerges from several experiences: social anxiety, familiarity with the situation, etc. Right? Then we talked about efficacy beliefs. We defined efficacy beliefs as self-perception of the ability to perform in a given set of behaviors. Right? And then we talked about approach dispositions. We defined them as personality characteristics that prompt someone to value communicative activity. Then we said that approach dispositions are affected by higher self-esteem, sensitivity to your environment, believe that you can control things, having low social anxiety, psychological strength, and tolerance to other culture. Then we talked about the relative cost and benefit ratio of a situation. We said that if you feel that there is more benefit than cost, you are more motivated. Then we talked about knowledge. We said that knowledge can be defined as the goal or function of your interaction. And we said that knowledge also contains content functions like speech act. What is speech act? Doing something by speaking. If I say, could you please stand up? Sit down. So what I did, I spoke something, I got the job done. I wanted her to stand up and sit down, and she did that. So that was a request. Could you please stand up? Stand up. Sit down. That was not a request, that was a command. Right? This is a speech act. Right? Act means action. Getting action done by speaking. Right? Then we said that knowledge also means having knowledge of the language. Three things: knowing the meaning, and then knowing the syntax, grammar, and knowing how to combine sentences. Otherwise, because if you don't have these three knowledge, you can't speak. Then we said knowledge also involves task relevant procedural knowledge, knowing the procedures of communication, how to start the communication, the talk, how to greet, how to respond, etc. Then we talked about, we said that knowledge also involves knowledge of mastery of knowledge acquisition strategies. What are knowledge acquisition strategies? For example, if you don't know something, what do? You ask a question. Excuse me, could you explain this thing to me? Or what's your name? Interrogation, surveillance, observing very carefully, right? Information exchange. You say something, hi, I'm Dibakar. Then they say, hi, I'm Prashila or something, right? If you say, I'm from Pokhara, they might say, I'm from Kathmandu, right? Then posturing, violating some rules and then seeing how they respond and understanding the culture accordingly. Then bluffing, acting as if we know, though we do not know. We don't know something, and then we act as if we know and see the response, right? Engaging double agents, hiring people, paying money for secret service, and they get information about the culture and they let you know. Okay, then we talked about what increases knowledge, and we said that knowledge increases when we have multiple identities. For example, I work as a teacher only, so I have knowledge about teaching only. If I was a painter, I'd have knowledge about painting also. If I had 10 jobs, I'll know 10 things. So if you have multiple identities, you are better at adjusting with foreign culture. And diverse roles. More jobs you do, the better knowledge you have about different people and culture. Then we said that knowledge also increases with knowledge dispositions. What is a disposition? Disposition is your personality that decides your attitude about something. For example, if you are highly intelligent, you have higher knowledge disposition, right? And if you have higher knowledge disposition, you will have better knowledge. Cognitive complexity, ability to understand difficult things, right? Self-monitoring. As you're talking to people, you are very aware about what's going on within you, right? Then empathy, understanding other people's feeling, listening skills, right? Listening, processing, and receiving the required information. The role-taking ability. I'm a teacher, can I perform as a student, right? Then non-verbal sensitivity. If I teach you, I look at your face and I should understand what is your situation looking at your face. Or somebody is talking, and if they have lost their patience and they are losing their temper, then I should know by their body language they might fight now, right? For example. Then perceptual accuracy. I should be able to see properly and listen properly at a distance. Creativity. I should be creative, and problem solving ability. These are knowledge dispositions. The people who have these qualities, they have good knowledge, they can acquire better knowledge easily. Then we talked about skills, right? We said skills are repeatable, goal-oriented actions. Then we talked about altercentrism. What skills are there? One skill is altercentrism. What is altercentrism? Alter means the other. Centrism means to focus on the other. As I talk to somebody, I should pay attention how the person I'm talking to is feeling. Are they nervous, or do they like my conversation? Are they engaged in my conversation or not? For that we have eye contact, right? We ask questions. Did you get me? Did you understand? Then we maintain others' topics. If they are saying something, we pick up their topic and we respond, right? Appropriate body lane, how we stand, and active listening. Then we talked about conversational coordination, managing the conversation, right? For example, paying attention to good behavior as you talk so that your conversation flows smoothly, like not having long pauses when you talk. You should not have long silences. This may create a confusion to the people talking to you. Then providing smooth initiation. You begin the talk in a very smooth way and you conclude the talk in a very smooth way, right? Avoiding disruptive interruptions. Do not cough during conversation. Do not do something that disturbs, right? Then we talked about conversational composure. Composure is about staying calm and cool as you talk. If you are nervous, you may shiver, you may show the sickness on the face, nervousness. If you lose confidence, you may sweat, right? So composure is about staying calm, staying confident, and in demeanor. What is demeanor? A very calm outward behavior, calm manner, and calm appearance. Give the impression that you are under control of everything, right? If you are nervous, you may use nervous twitches, like you use your toes on the floor, right? You look on the ceiling, right? Then we talked about expressiveness, right? We said that expressiveness involves vivacity, being very lively as you talk, right? Showing that you are full of energy as you talk, you are curious, animated, and you show that you are quite interested in the topic, right? And then we talked about conversational adaptation, right? For example, showing different behavior for different topics, right? Then we talked about, okay, thus we concluded saying that the three elements of individual system are motivation, knowledge, and skills. This is what we did yesterday. Now we are moving to a new topic today, episodic system. I started yesterday slightly, I guess, 1 or 2 slides. So in episodic system, we again focus on those characteristics of the speaker or actor that increase the chance that the co-actor views the actor as competent. For example, you see this slide, I am your teacher, I am the actor in this class, you are the co-actor. So how did I begin my class today? I took attendance and then I revised the previous class. Look, see my skill. What I'm doing, I first took you through the slides of previous class. So if you had missed something, you had time to note down. You had time to listen to me again, right? I believe that is a good thing on part of a teacher. That's a good part of teaching, to begin with previous class so that students understand what was taught yesterday. Then you can see my slides. I have a dark brown background, white foreground, yellow heading. The slides, I understand, are better made because they have good color contrast. The size of the font is bigger. You can easily see from the back of the class also. So when I make good slides, the way I teach, maybe, may not be, I don't know, you have the impression that Divakar is a competent teacher. He has no problem in explaining the lesson. What makes you think that this teacher is competent? The way I present makes you think that this teacher is competent. The way I present is my personality strength. So in episodic system, we analyze those characteristics of a person which make the co-actor believe that the person has high competence. Though I said I am competent, I may not be competent. The reality may be the other way around, right? I just pretended that I am competent to make you understand. Okay. So now let's begin. What makes you believe that the actor is competent? So there is something called communicative status. What is communicative status? All those factors that enhance a person's positive evaluation. For example, my formal dress. If you like a teacher who is dressed formally, if you appreciate teacher being formally dressed, that's part of communicative status. My English language, the way I speak, if you appreciate and feel that I have good fluency in English, that's communicative status. My technological things, using camera to record the class, using a laptop, all these things, making a slide, the pace of speaking, anything in me that makes you feel that I'm a better speaker is communicative status. Even my years of teaching, I've been teaching for the last 35 years. 3 decades and a half years experience. If that makes you feel, oh, this teacher has had a long experience of teaching, he must be good. That is also communicative status, right? Okay. Now, okay. We will study about these things in coming slides. Besides, what affects status? If I'm highly motivated, I have good communicative status. If I have very good knowledge, I have good communicative status. If I have good skills to run my class, I have good communicative status. Communicative status is influenced by motivation, knowledge, and skill. And you can see these are the elements from individual system, right? Then I'll explain that in a while. I'll explain that in other slides. Okay. So as we see, these are the factors from individual system. They also work in episodic system, right? Now, what increases motivation on the actor's part? I'm a speaker. What may motivate me to speak to you? Attraction to co-actor increases. Have you seen? I'll tell something very funny. You are a girl and you're talking to a boy, opposite sex. Chances are you are more interested in talking. You are more motivated to talk to the boy. Why? Because you are attracted to the boy. Now just imagine you don't like the boy. You are not attracted. Now you won't be motivated. So when the actor is attracted towards the co-actor, the actor will be highly motivated to speak. Attraction toward the other. When you like someone, you talk a lot. When you like someone, you talk more with them. When you don't like someone, you do not talk. Right? Now, second is positive reinforcement history. Suppose I taught you in first semester. I don't know what feedback you gave to your principal. I don't know. I have never seen. He has never shared it with me. But if in my previous semester 48 classes, you appreciated my class and my teaching style, then I will be highly motivated to teach you second semester. But suppose throughout the first semester, you were not happy. You kept complaining. You tried to replace me as a teacher with another teacher. I had bad experience with you. Then I will not be motivated to talk to you, teach you anymore. So if there is a history between the two speakers, actor and co-actor, if in the past the co-actor, you gave positive response to the actor, you praised me, you appreciated me, you gave me high marks in feedback sheet, then I will have high motivation to talk to you. Right? Third, knowledge. Because I taught you in the first semester, I know you better. Because I examined your scripts, I know your strengths and weaknesses. Because I know you, I am more motivated to talk to you. So if the two parties having the conversation, they know each other better, they will be motivated to talk. Now if I am talking to a stranger whom I met for the first time and I am suspicious whether he is a good person or a bad person, I may not be motivated to talk. Right? So if the actor knows a lot about the co-actor, he will talk a lot. If the actor has no knowledge about the co-actor, he will be very careful. Right? That's, we talk more to people we know. We talk more to people we know. And we avoid talking to strangers. Even in the buses, when you make journey, if you are in a group of friends, you talk. You don't talk to the people over there. Right? They will say, don't disturb me. Then, suppose there is a long duration of relationship between the two, they will talk more. I know you for the last 6-7 months or 10 months. I came to class last year, September 18. That's when the class started, 10 or 18, I forgot, 18 I guess. Right? I know you for the last 6, 7, 8 months. So we have a relationship that is a good relationship. You are quite obedient, you are disciplined, you follow me, you are good people. We have good relations, so we talk. Right? So if the actor and the co-actor have a long duration of good relationship, they will talk a lot. They'll be motivated to talk. Then the more actor and co-actor disclose each other to one another, they talk more. Because as we talk, I share my personal things to you, I become intimate to you. That's how you fall in love, right? You have the girl in the class, you go to canteen one day, you talk for a while, then you talk, then you date, then you reveal your personal things. You share personal feelings, emotions, ideas, you become intimate, right? So when the actor and co-actor disclose more personal information with each other, chances they will talk more, there is more motivation because it builds trust. When you share personal things, the other party thinks, oh, he trusts me, he believes, he trusts me, right? Then, okay. Now, how does skill increase? As adaptation and refinement, 2 words. Adaptation, refinement. What is adaptation? Adaptation is your ability to change your behavior according to the situation. A good communicator changes his behavior according to topic and situation. If you can adapt to changing situation, you will be a better communicator to the co-actor. And your co-actor will have the impression that you are a competent communicator. All these points are about how and why the co-actor will think that the actor is a competent communicator. Right? Then, so if the actor has motivation, if the actor has knowledge, if the actor is skilled, the co-actor will think that the actor is a competent speaker, competent communicator. Okay. As contextual obstruction of actor's performance increases, co-actor's impression of actor's competence increases. What is contextual obstruction? This is a funny example. Suppose I am very unattractive. My personality is not very charming. I am not attractive at all. And if a beautiful girl falls in love with me, then the class might start talking, oh, how come he is so ugly looking and why she is in love with him? Now what is contextual obstruction? My personality is not charming. My personality is not good. I look ugly, unattractive, unappealing. Then how do I attract the girl? Maybe because of my intelligence, maybe because of my ability to talk. There may be other things that enable me to attract the girl. My ability. So when you feel that the person is highly able to do something, though he is unattractive, but he can woo any girl. My example is funny. That's the example in the book also. The person is very unattractive. He has no personality attraction, but he can woo any girl. So he is able, he knows how to make people fall in love. Then you appreciate because he has ability. He has the skill to do something. Then you believe that the actor is highly competent in communicating. Read this definition. When forming an impression of an actor, a co-actor is left to determine the context to which the actor's outcomes are due to the actor's own abilities. If you think that I could do something because of my own abilities and my own effort rather than external support, then you will think I'm a very competent person. What is competency? Competency is ability to do something at a very effectively and very efficiently. There are two things about competency. Doing something effectively and efficiently. What is efficiency? Efficiency is doing something at a minimum cost. Doing something at a very minimum cost. What is effectiveness? Doing something most appropriately. So if you can do something with your ability and effort, then you are showing effectiveness and efficiency. And if you show effectiveness and efficiency, the other party will think you are highly competent communicator. Okay. As the actor's receipt of valued outcomes increases, a co-actor's impression of actor's competence increases. What is receipt of valued outcome? Read this definition. If an actor is perceived as consistently achieving positive outcomes, suppose in the past encounters, you always praised him. You always appreciated him. You always liked the way he talked. You are with him in the last 10 months, and every time he talks, you praise him. Now chances are that in future also you will praise him. That is actor's receipt of valued outcome. If the actor has done things successfully in the past, if the actor was appreciated in the past, then in future also he will be seen as a competent communicator, right? As actors extant attributed communication status, one phrase, increases. What is extant attributed communicative status? Communicative status in the past, the speaker's history. If in the past is communicative, extant means in the past. If the speaker's communicative status in the past was very high, chances are in the present and future also, the co-actor will think he is a very competent speaker. Read it. An actor who comes into an encounter with an established high level of status. Just imagine that I have a PhD degree. I don't have. Imagine I remember a teacher. We used to go to class together. And while introduction in the beginning of the class, he will say, I have done PhD, I'm a professor, I guide PhD students, I've been teaching for 30 years, he would go like this. So what was he doing? He was presenting his extant status. And when students saw that he is PhD, he is professor, they thought that he must be an efficient teacher. So when you have this impression, right, you come to a class with established history, good history, then people think that you are a competent speaker and you will speak better in present and future also. Okay. Co-actor's impression of actor's competence is, keep in mind that in episodic system, what are we analyzing? In episodic system, we are analyzing co-actor's impression of actor's competence. This is episodic system. In episodic system, we analyze co-actor's impression of actor's competence. Now, this is a function of actor's fulfillment of co-actor's expectancies. For example, in this class today, I am explaining you the topic episodic system. Now, I am trying my best to explain. Many of you might feel that today Divakar sir's explanation was not effective. We didn't understand. Now, I failed to meet your expectancy. You expected me to explain very clearly. But my explanation is confusing. You could not understand the lesson after my class. So you say today his class was not effective. You say maybe Divakar sir came to class without preparation. You're not happy. So I have failed to meet your expectation. Now, if I fail to meet your expectation, you will think I'm not a competent teacher. You will think I'm not a competent communicator. So who is a competent communicator? One who fulfills the expectations of the co-actor. And if a speaker fulfills maximum number of expectations from the co-actor, then the co-actor thinks that the actor or speaker is highly competent. Experience with interpersonal encounters produces expectancies and evaluates two things. Say, as I teach you, you judge me, you evaluate me. On what ground? How will I explain? How will I make you understand? You have expectancies. Maybe somebody in this class is expecting me to speak Nepali. Oh, what if the teacher also uses Nepali slightly to explain, but I don't. Now I'm not meeting that expectation. Right? Or maybe some of you are expecting me, oh, why Divakar sir does not make us present? If he called us to present over here, we'll be active in class. Why Divakar sir is not asking us questions? Why Divakar sir is lecturing for 1 hour? I'm feeling sleepy. Such a boring class. Every day he speaks and he speaks and he speaks, he never makes us active. If this is going on in your mind, I'm not able to meet your expectations. Then you will think, oh, this is not a good teacher. This is not a competent teacher. This is not a competent communicator, right? Okay. As actors, fulfillment of positive co-actor expectancies. For example, if you expect me to speak Nepali, that's negative expectation. Because this is English class. If some of you feel Divakar sir will be happy if you could also explain in Nepali, that's a negative expectation. So an actor should fulfill only positive expectations, not negative expectations. Expecting an English teacher to explain in Nepali is a negative expectation, right? If I can fulfill the positive co-act expectancies, the more expectancies I fulfill, the more you think that I am competent, right? Okay. As actors, normative violation of co-actors, okay, look here. Read this, a bit difficult, I'll explain you. I hope I can make you understand. Normative violation of co-actors' negative expectancies. What is normative? Normative means behavior that is acceptable. Activities which are okay. For example, I can come to you, but I should not touch you. You are a girl student, girl child. I should never touch you. If I happen to touch you, I'm breaking the norm. I'm violating the norm. This may have bad consequences. So are you clear about the norm? Norm means what is acceptable. Behavior that you are okay with. Right? Now, when you have some negative expectancy, sometimes, I should not say this on camera, right? I remember an example, but I'll say it. Sometimes somebody, I'm reading at midnight, 1 o'clock, in the message box, hi. And the person saying hi, I never expect him or her to say hi at 1 o'clock at night. I never expect. That's not a normative behavior. Saying hi to your teacher midnight, that's not a normative behavior. It creates doubts. Right? I brought a very real example. Sorry for this. I don't know if you like the example or not, but it's a very true example. Now, the point is, if the counterpart, if the speaker, if the hearer, if the co-actor has negative expectancies, I should not fulfill such expectancies. I should violate negative expectancies. Two things. If an actor fulfills positive expectations and violates negative expectations, then the co-actor thinks the actor is highly competent. I repeat, if the actor meets positive expectations of the co-actor, but does not meet negative expectations of the co-actor, then such an actor is thought to be highly competent. You should not. Sometimes the other party may have something negative. You shouldn't cooperate with them. You should say no. Right? Okay. What is competence prototype? Let's first read the point. As the actor's fulfillment of co-actor's competence prototype expectancies, this word, competence prototype expectancies, increases, co-actor's impression of actor's competence increases. Read it here. What is prototype? A cognitive outline of concepts analogous to mental map. For example, as I teach you in class today, sitting over there, in your mind, you have basic set of expectations. Divakar sir should do these things. Divakar sir must not do these things. Being a student for the last 12, 13 years, you have had dozens of teachers teach you. You know their behavior. So now you have a set of expectations. That set of expectations is a model. I expect English teacher to do these things. I don't expect English teacher to do these things. For example, you may think, I expect Divakar sir to check my assignments regularly. I'm not doing it. I expect Divakar sir to make us active. I'm not doing it. I expect Divakar sir to give us opportunities to come over there and present. I'm not doing it. I expect Divakar sir to mail these slides to me. I'm not doing it. I expect Divakar sir to dictate notes in class. I'm not doing it. I expect Divakar sir to summarize the lesson in Nepali. I'm not doing it. You have so many expectations. And I'm not doing anything. Now I'm not a competent actor. Now if you say, I expect Divakar sir to make good PowerPoint slides, I'm doing it. I expect Divakar sir to speak at slow pace, I'm doing it. I expect Divakar sir to bring real examples to explain the point, I'm doing it. I expect Divakar sir to lecture without disturbing us, I'm doing it. I expect Divakar sir not to burden us by giving a lot of assignment. I'm doing it, no assignments. Now, I'm fulfilling the expectation. I may be a competent speaker. So what is prototype? A mental map. Your imagination. Teacher should be like this. Speaker should be like this. And if I fulfill, if I am according to your imagination, I am a competent communicator. If I am not according to your imagination, I am not a competent communicator. As I teach you like this, according to a research, the best way to understand something is teaching it to someone. That's why there is a saying that make students come here and teach the lesson. If you come here and teach, at least the person who is explaining, they will understand. In that class, 3 people have been assigned to present today. I am sure they did not sleep last night, because now they are going to act as teachers, right? Okay, so let's read the last point. As actors, normative reciprocity. This phrase up to here. What is normative reciprocity? A positive affect. Affect is feeling. 2 people are talking. I create good feelings in the person, and the person creates good feelings in me. I don't get angry at him or her. She does not shout at me. We both communicators have good feelings about each other. If both parties reciprocally can create positive feelings, right, and compensation of negative feeling. Suppose I said something that hurt you. I instantly say, I'm sorry. And you feel okay. So if I do something negative, I instantly compensate by saying sorry or any other way. If I do something positive, you also compliment by saying something positive. So positive response invites positive response. Negative response invites negative response. Now, the 2 parties, they create positive vibe, and they compensate any negative vibe and make it positive. Then the co-actor will think the actor is highly competent. As actors, normative compensation of power relation. Now see this phrase, normative compensation of power relation. I am the actor. Now in the class you may feel, oh, Divakar sir behaves as if he is all powerful in the class. He gives us no power. He scolds us. He shows his anger. He threatens us to give us less marks, internal marks, if we put any questions. He exercises autocratic power in class. He does not promote equality in class. He discriminates among boy students and girl students in class. Now what is happening? I am not compensating power relations with you. I am presenting myself as all powerful and treating you as my subordinate. Now your impression will be, I am not a good teacher. I am not a good communicator. Who is a good communicator? One who does not dominate the listener. Who is a good communicator? One who makes the listener feel that they also have a right to speak. Who is a good communicator? One who balances power relation in the conversation. One who does not talk the other people down. What do you mean by talking down? Shouting loudly, speaking continuously, and not letting other party to speak. Have you seen some people like that? Many people say, I am like that. Many people complain me. People say, that's a bad thing. I don't realize. I should realize. So what is normative compensation of power relation? Balance of power between the actor and the co-actor. the co-actor should not feel that they are helpless. The co-actor should not feel that they are powerless. The co-actor should not feel that they are being dominated. The co-actor should not feel that they are not given proper opportunity to express their views. There should be equal treatment, right? Then the co-actor will feel that the actor is competent speaker, right? Okay. So here is complementary power relation. Complementary means I treat you as my equal. I treat you as my equal, right? Then, okay, dominant moves are responded to with complementary passive moves. Now, this another point to understand. Two people are talking. When I said to her, could you please stand up? Now look, she obeyed me. Now, just I'll make the same request and you do not obey me and give an oral response also. Angry response. Could you please stand up? Why should I stand up? Say like that. Why should I stand up? Now what is happening here? It is the line. Dominant move. I made a dominant move. I said stand up. And I expected you to have a passive move, to stand up. But you resisted. Right? If this happens, you will think I'm not a competent speaker. When the actor makes a dominant move and the co-actor follows, this may be a smooth flow of the conversation. बोल्दा त कहिले काहीँ एकजना भला अर्को मान्नु पर्ने हुन्छ नि. मैले किन मान्ने भने कसरी हुन्छ? हुँदैन नि, right? When the actor makes a dominant move, like get out of my class, I said, and the co-actor responds passively, okay, I'll go. Now suppose the co-actor resists, no, I won't go. Then this will create a problem in the communication. Okay. So if there is more power balance between the actor and the co-actor, then such a communication will be seen as competent communication. Not if there is power struggle, there is no competence. If there is power balance, there is more competence. So competence means balance of power, not conflict. Now we move on to last section, relational system. First of all, let's define what is relational system. We have actor, right? We have co-actor. Now, in the first section, we saw characteristics of the individual, right? In the second section, we saw characteristics of the individual and the co-actor together, right? Now, in the relational system, we will see how communication goes on in their entire relationship. Entire relationship. I'm teaching you, the class has started from March 20th this year. They might go to up to July or June, 6 months. So if you analyze my communicative competence throughout the semester, that will be relational system. Okay. So in relational system, we will analyze those characteristics of the actor which facilitate competence across this world, across the life span of a relationship. So our life span of the relationship in this class is 6 months. I won't come to your class next semester, right? It's 1 year, let's say. I came to your class last year, 6 months. Now again 6 months, 12 months. After 1 year, I won't be coming to class. So that's the span of relationship. If you analyze how I taught you, how I spoke, how I communicated as a teacher throughout these 2 semesters, that will be called relational system. Okay. Now here is something. You know the average, the word average? You know what is average? What is average? How do you define average in mathematics? What is average? What is average? I want someone to define this word average. I can't define. I understand, but I'm not able to say what average means. Suppose there are 2 people. He got 5, 6, 7, he got 3, 4, 5. So what is the average? 3, 7, 5, 12, 5, 11, 18, 18 plus 12, 30, divided by 2, 15 is average, right? Am I right? Am I correct? Their marks, 15 is average marks, right? He got 5 marks, 6 marks, 7 marks. She got 3 marks, 4 marks, 5 marks. We added together. There are 2 parties. We divided into 15. Is that, am I right? Help me. I don't know mathematics. Okay, let's read now. Suppose, I come to 48 classes for 48 days. Not every class is good, right? Some classes are worst. You say, oh, that was a worst class, bad class. Some classes are good. But if on average the classes are okay, the more competent average episode of interaction, the more relationally stable and satisfying the relationship is likely to be. If on average, so Divakar is not a very good teacher, also not very bad teacher, but on average is okay. If you have this feeling, then we have good relationship. But suppose on average my classes are bad. If my classes are bad on average, you will complain the principal, change the teacher. We can't pass English this semester, right? I read this. Relational, what is relational competence? The level of communicative quality in an established relationship. For example, if you examine my communication as a teacher. So we have this relationship. You are a student, I am a teacher. I have been assigned to teach you this semester, right? So if you examine how I spoke in this class throughout the semester, that will be relational competence, relational system. Okay. We'll stop here for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.